What's going on, guys? All right, so today, sorry if that was a little bit loud. So today I'm going to be doing a wrap glove review. I only have 3 wrap gloves here. There's many on the market right now. There is a glove called the wrap glove. Then Yellow Tools has their own glove. This is a review between 3 different gloves that I have here in the shop right now. I've used these gloves, and so I can tell you about these gloves. I haven't used some of the other ones that are on the market, so I couldn't tell you this. And this is kind of like this is more of a personal opinion as far as these go. One of them is fairly new. That would be this guy right in the middle. This one on the end I use very much. I use it all the time. And then this one here I've tried to use a few times, and that's about it. So I will talk about these brands here. So between these 3 brands. So one, we have Vivid at the very end here. Vivid's glove is very much like Avery's wrap glove in a sense where it's quite thin. It gives you a lot of feeling, but doesn't really last that long. They are fairly inexpensive as far as cost goes, at about $8 a glove, or about $12 a pair or so. So $12, $13 a pair. So pretty inexpensive. You can actually buy them in like bundles. You can buy them in like packs of 20. I think that's usually what I buy them in, or the largest bundle that you can possibly get it, I buy it. So I use those quite often. I blow through them, 1 a car maybe, 1 every 2 cars. I don't use wrap gloves all that often, so maybe it's even, if I was to balance it out over a car, if I was to use it over a whole car, yeah, it'd probably last me about 1 car. Same with Avery's, lasts like 1 car, maybe a car and a half. Like if you're doing a whole car with it and you're going over every edge and using it quite often, then yes, it's not going to last very long. Then in the middle here we have Signmaker Tools. All right, so Signmaker Tools came up with a glove called the Super Glove. I probably would have called it the Power Glove, but I don't know if there is a Power Glove on the market. Anyways, back in the Nintendo days of Power Glove, this is much different than that kind of glove. This is the Super Glove. So this glove is nice in appearance. Just doesn't stand out too much. I don't think it really needs to. It's just a glove. It's quite a bit thicker than Vivid's, so it doesn't quite give you as much feeling as Vivid's does, or as Avery's would. So that being said, you don't really need a lot of feeling when you're using your glove. You only really kind of going around edges or doing some recesses and stuff like that. You don't need that much feeling. You do need some, but not a whole lot. So let's move on to the next one. Next one, and this one is $25 for 1 single glove. $25 Canadian, I believe that's the price. So a bit less in US possibly, maybe $20, $21 in US, something like that. So for 1 glove, okay. This one here is the Pain is Dead Pro Series glove. Okay, this glove was just given to me. Actually, it was given to me in a package of 2. I did some research on it. I could only find the price. I couldn't find if it came with 1 or 2. I searched and couldn't find if it said with 1 or 2. I didn't bother giving them a call. I said, hey, whatever. It comes with 2, bonus. Comes with 1. It's pretty close and comparable to the price of the Signmaker Tools glove. Now, this glove is $20, possibly for 2, but someone could possibly correct me on that. Like I said, I got 2 in a pack. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 in a pack. I got 2 in mine. Either way, $20 for 1 or 2, $25 for 1 for sure, and $8 for 1 here. Okay? Prices. What we need to talk about here is how functional are these gloves? Okay, so I had a heat gun here actually. What did I do with it? There are several things to test when we're testing a wrap glove or a tool for its purposes, right? So these are obviously designed so that my finger doesn't stick when I go over the surface. The fender's really loose, actually. I have it loosened. So my finger doesn't stick to the wrap, all right? This is much more common on gloss wraps than it is on matte wraps or satin wraps, since your finger tends to glide a little bit easier across a matte or a satin wrap. So these are there to help you. On top of that, there is a bit of heat resistance, all right? So not a whole lot, not like you can run through a burning fire with this glove on your hand. You can't. It's not going to protect you. But again, they do hold up to an extent against heat. When we're going over edges and things like that in the end, or corners and recesses, we tend to be using heat at these times when we're using the wrap glove. What happens when we're using heat and we're trying to squeegee across the vinyl is your hand will for sure stick. All right, your fingers will for sure stick, unless your hands are super, super dry, all right? But they're usually gonna stick. So because the vinyl, when it becomes warmer or hotter, it becomes more pliable and more soft and more gum-like. So that makes your hand stick to it a little bit more. These gloves prevent that. All of them do. To what level? They all vary slightly. Now, let's go right off the bat and let's talk about how these gloves fit. Okay, this is a brand new Vivid one. I have never put it on yet. I usually wear the glove on my left hand. I'm right-handed, but I usually wear my left hand, but I'll put this on my right hand. It's snug, okay? This is a large, or I think they only come one size. As large as I've ever had one. It fits me pretty much perfectly. Are my hands large? They're large. They're not like an extra large, not exceptionally large, but they're large, okay? They do fit quite well. They do stretch out over time. So you give that like a few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, and the glove is actually going to relax a little bit around your hand, and it won't be so snug right off the bat. Sorry, afterwards, after a few minutes. Right off the bat, it will be snug. So let's take this one off. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? While I have it on, I'll put it back on my left hand. While I have it on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the resistance to temperature, okay? So I'm going to get the heat gun primered. Let's get it going. So I can make sure it's hot. And let's kind of see. I'll put my hand about 6 inches away and see how it goes, okay? Not bad. So it does resist the heat a little bit. Now, it retains the heat as well, so be careful of that. So once you get it to a really hot point, what will happen is it will retain the heat, and it won't burn you anymore, but the burning sensation won't go away. Not that you're really gonna burn your hand. I've never burned my hand with a glove on. Disclaimer, I'm not responsible if you do, but it's possible that you could, I suppose. So again, I have had it retain heat where it's just like, oh, I gotta get this glove off my hand right now kind of thing. And you know, it happens sometimes when you're a little bit too close with the heat gun. Now, right off the bat, this glove has a really cool sensation to it. So as far as, this is kind of like the weirdest thing, but it has a cold sensation to it. These ones don't feel like anything. They just feel like room temperature. They feel like my shirt. They feel no different than my shirt. This one feels kind of cool, like cold, temperature-wise. It's actually very refreshing to put on. So this is the Super Glove by Sign-Maker Tools, and this is their XL, okay? This XL fits my hand amazing, actually. It wasn't, when I put it on, it wasn't too snug right off the bat, and it hasn't like lost its elasticity. I've used it quite a bit. It hasn't lost its elasticity yet. So it's very form-fitting. It actually maintains its shape very well. That's a bonus. So because you don't want a glove to be baggy around your hand, right? You need it to be fitted. That's an important aspect right there. So we're gonna put it on, and then I'm gonna warm up the primer up the heat gun again, and see how this one holds up to heat. Nope, one more. There we go. So again, let's do this. It's not bad. It's a little bit better. So now it's retaining a bit of heat. I can feel it, but it goes away. So a little bit better as far as heat resistance goes. Makes sense. A bit of a thicker glove, right? This glove, I mean, there's no measurements as far as thickness goes on these things. Just to kind of ballpark it, just so you know. The Sign-Maker's Tools glove, the Super Glove, is about 2.5 times thicker or so, I would say. It's at least twice as thick. It could be 3 times as thick as the Vivid / Avery glove, okay? Let's check out the Pain is Dead glove. So this one I've worn a few times. Let's put it on. I have another one, I have a fresh one. So this is an XL also, and the XL is definitely an XL. My fingertips are like an inch from the end, so, and it doesn't really go down much further. So if I want my fingertips to go to the end, I have to slide the glove down a little bit. It ends up getting a little bit scrunched up. So an XL guy my size, I'm 6'2", 6'3"-ish in height, 200 pounds. XL is a little bit too large for my hand. Maybe if you're a little bit of a larger guy or larger stature, you might suit an XL better in theirs. It's just like, you know, clothing in general. So clothing in general, you go to one store, an extra large shirt is an extra large. You go to Walmart and it's like an extra large shirt is like a small. So you need to get like a quadruple XL. Sorry, is that extra large shirt at Walmart is like a garbage bag. And it's totally different. An XL shirt fits me at like, let's say H&M, but at Walmart, an XL shirt is like putting on a tent, basically. So at Walmart. So again, this will vary between obviously manufacturers on like what their depiction of a large and an extra large is. There is somewhat of a standard there. There should be at least, but it is a hand. It's a little bit different. It's not quite, you know, your torso or your pants, like your waist size, that kind of stuff. It's a bit different. Hands are a bit different. All right, so let's check this guy out and see how this holds up to heat. Let's get the heat gun primered up. This one's pretty badass, actually. So this one holds up to a lot more heat right off the bat. Compared to Vivid's, right from the beginning, there's no contest between the resistance of heat, all right? Not that you should ever be holding your heat gun near your hand that long when you're doing edges and when you're doing recesses and things like that, but again, it can happen, and this glove will actually protect you more or less, for the most part, from your hand getting too hot too quickly. Now, that's that test right there. Next thing we need to do is we need to test its actual purpose. Its actual purpose is to glide along a surface, all right? How well do these glide along a surface? Well, I'm gonna move the camera over to the front of the car, and I've got some vinyl for the hood. Camera back slightly. So I've got two colors here. I've got gloss diamond white and I've got gloss black, both Avery, okay? This one has markings on it, but old Avery stuff doesn't have markings on it, okay? It's not labeled on the back. Just so you know, it's not Chinese stuff, it's just Avery. But what we're gonna do is talk about these gloves and kind of how they glide along the surface of the vinyl. Now, I have gloss films here simply because gloss films tend to be a little bit more sticky. Now, let me just move this. There we go. All right. I can be on camera. Maybe you guys want to see, maybe you don't. Anyways, gloss films tend to be a little bit more sticky. So we're going to test how these glide along the surface. Also on top of that, these two gloves here, they have specific claims, okay? The Super Glove claims that it will not scratch the surface, all right? This glove here claims that you can use it with your phone. Now, we're gonna test these gloves out and we're gonna see how they work in those two situations. So, I have my phone right here. We'll test the Pain is Dead ones first, the Pro Series. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unlock my phone. And then I'm gonna go into, let's go into Instagram here. Let's just go under, we're gonna go under World Star, why not? It's fun to follow. And let's see if this works, okay? So my guess is obviously these three fingertips. Not even my guess, I actually read about it. So these three fingertips here that are clearly marked are the ones that are supposed to work with your phone. These two over here shouldn't work. So let's see. It's kind of hard to actually hold my phone with the glove, but so it works. Cool, right? Let's click on something. Well, not that responsive. There we go. So you have to push. I have my phone screen sensitivity up as high as possible also, and I have no screen protector on there. So you do have to push a little bit. But yes, it does scroll. I couldn't imagine, I don't think typing would be a great option. See, it would be really hard to type with these because they're so big and bulky. So it's actually, you do have to apply pressure again when it comes to typing with them. So now let's check it out. Let's try the other finger here, the pinky. Okay, the pinky's working. And let's try the ring finger here. It's working. So it's not actually working. There we go. So it's kind of, I think it's a hit or miss thing. In my opinion, it's a very gimmicky. It's not really functional as far as a product goes. You're not gonna sit there and text somebody with this glove on. You're literally gonna take it off. Could you answer your phone with it? Sure, yeah, you could answer your phone with it. Will I always have a glove on each hand? Probably not ever, actually. So I'll always have one free hand. I only ever wear one glove ever. Hence why SignMaker Tools only sells it as one glove. If you're wearing two gloves, I couldn't imagine why. But hey, why not? If it's your style, it's your style. But anyways, so it sort of works and sort of doesn't. On top of that, this glove kind of looks cool. So as far as like making a fashion statement goes, if you're looking to make a fashion statement, this glove would be the one to go with, I suppose. I couldn't imagine you wanting to make a fashion statement unless you had some kind of like a YouTube channel or something like that where you were trying to show off your glove. But hey, why not? You know, it does come not only in this color, in this style. It comes in solid colors as well. I know that. And it comes in other styles as well. So if you wanted some different styles, you can get different styles, not just camo. This is the one I was sent. So myth kind of busted there as far as that goes. Now let's check out the glove on a vinyl surface, all right? All right, we can see it's Avery, just gliding around. I just want you guys to know that I'm using decent film. I'm not using something that's going to scratch particularly easily. Not that gloss black is already going to scratch, so this hood is not clean. You can see a lot of dirt and stuff. Ignore the dirt. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to post-heat out all the fine lines that I just put in it. It's kind of another gimmick, heating out the swirl marks, because they do heat out to an extent. They don't always heat out like the way you think that it might when you hear self-healing. Okay, that's most of it. Now, let's start with Vivid's glove, all right? So I'm gonna break these down into sections, and we're gonna see how they go, okay? So, right off the bat, glide's really nice. That's the main purpose of these gloves, to glide, okay? So it glides. On top of that, now I'm gonna push. So remember, I have squeegee lines that run across right now. There's a couple. I'm gonna be going straight up and down with these. I'm gonna try and show you any marks that might happen. I'm push pretty hard. So you can see that maybe the hood's moving a little bit. Maybe it's not, I don't know. But yes, I'm pushing pretty hard, okay? Went over that about 10 passes. Let's do the SignMaker Tools Super Glove. We're going to go more in the middle, so I'm going to use 2 fingers again. So just right off the bat, I can see that there's definitely more scratches than the Vivid one. I actually can't even really see the Vivid scratches, but I can see these. So gloss black, it's not the best wrap to get scratch free. It's really difficult. So, but again, this is the claim that this made, is that it's a scratch-free glove, no soapy water needed, no other solutions needed to install with. You know, you can do, basically my understanding is that you could do chrome with that and it wouldn't scratch. So now let's check it out over here with the Paint is Dead. It's about the same, it's pretty much the same as the SignMaker Tools Super Glove. So I'm going to show you, it's actually a little bit more. I'm going to show you, but they all glide really nicely. You know, it feels, this one is actually a little bit more sticky. So the SignMaker Tools one is actually more slippery than these two over here. So it does have that effect to it right off the bat. Now that I'm kind of comparing them all. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check out, put some magnets down here to anchor these gloves. We're going to check out what happened when I squeegeed over the vinyl with the glove. Ignore all the specks of dirt. So I'm going to see if I can get this on camera for you. So we can see right here the scratches, right? That's the Paint is Dead glove. Right here, you guys can see those. There we go. Straight up and down. Ignore the ones going across, okay? We're not ignoring those. Straight up and down, we can see them more prevalent right around here. Yes, right around there, okay? And then we have Vivids, and I actually, the only reason why I know where I did this is because I have a fingerprint kind of right there. You see that? Right where I pushed down really hard. That was to show you guys that I was pushing really hard. Now, I actually don't see any scratches. Right where see there's my fingerprint? I don't see any scratches in this line at all. So it's super scratch resistant, which kind of really surprises me. I didn't know that. So that's one test right there. What we're going to do also is, because I also noticed one thing, is that sometimes these gloves, they can leave marks on your wrap. And I'm not talking about scratches, I'm talking about real marks. So let's get rid of this piece. Marks like color coming off from the glove. Let's do this one here. So you can see it's Avery, right? It slides around really nice. Let's squeegee this guy down. That last piece of vinyl picked up all the dirt, so it's a lot smoother this time. Cool. Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to get you in really close so you can see this kind of happen all at the same time when I'm doing it. All right. I'll start down here with Vivid's glove, and we're going to test out the dyed areas like the red around the cuff and around the actual print. And we'll see if we'll check the gray as well. So we'll check the gray right now. Brand new glove, right? Let's check the gray out. I'm going to push down, okay? Whole car is moving, okay? Nothing came off. Let's try the red. So we got some, okay? So you can see, this is what I wanted to show you guys. You can see that there's some red right here. Well, I hope you guys can see that. I'll show you afterwards anyways. Let's try the cuff. Cuff doesn't do it, okay? It's basically just the writing. I noticed this because I wrap a lot of cards, right? Now, the SignMaker Tools glove, I can't imagine there being an issue with it, but let's try it out. We'll rub really hard on the white. Nothing, okay? Let's try the black area down here, see if that does anything. It actually glides really nicely that I don't feel like it could rub anything off of it. It feels super smooth. It's really interesting as far as how much more smooth it is in the other gloves. All right, so SignMaker Tools, no marks. Let's go right about here, so keep your eye on here, and let's try out the Paint is Dead. I'll use a fresh glove. I mean, I can use this glove too, it doesn't matter. But I'll use a glove that I haven't used yet, and let's try out some of these colors on here, okay? So let's try out what's got like red on the end here. Oh yeah, that's like pretty crazy. Let's try the green. I think it's military green, I think, right? So got some green, a little more green action there. Yeah, looks like we're drawing on with crayons here. And this is just on the fingertips, right? So let's try some of the black area. Oh yeah, so crazy, right? And What I want to, I'll show you this up close so you can see Vivids as well. It's kind of a nightmare. So, I'm just going to bring the camera back a bit. I noticed that this happens when I was using the glove on, move the camera again, sorry. So yes, I noticed that this happened when I was using the glove when I was wrapping the BMW 7 Series with the blue bumper, redoing that bumper for the gentleman. The color started to come off onto the blue, and I was using Vivid's Gloss Riviera blue, and so you could even see it on the blue, and I was like, what's going on? You know, like it was just, and it was happening so much. I was using the glove, you know, I was trying it out in some recesses and stuff like that, and it was just leaving it all over the place. And by the end, I had to like go in there and like clean it all off afterwards. Kind of defeats the purpose of like making things productive and efficient. No, my opinion, at least on that, you know, you can see for yourself that it comes off a fair bit, while Vivid's is pretty light, and then Sign-Maker Tools has none at all. So keep the glove color-free is probably a good idea. Keeping it, you know, having all these different colors on the glove is cool if you want to look cool, but looking cool doesn't always get the job done, and you know, that's about it. So personally, my opinion on these three gloves right here is that who would win in a battle? Okay, let's just put it this way: if the Sign-Maker Tools glove, the Super Glove, lasts longer, if it lasts me like a whole year, if it lasts longer than a whole pack of Vivid gloves, then that's worth it. Okay, it's worth it to buy. If it doesn't, then it's not worth it, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to be using this glove vigorously every day, as much as I can use it. I'm not going to abuse it purposely. I'm just going to use it as I would normally use Vivid's glove. Just see how it holds up. I actually bet you this is going to hold up really, really well. It feels tough. It feels like a bulletproof vest. I don't know. There's just something about it. I'm pulling pretty good on it. I mean, it's not. I suppose if it rips, they'll give me a new one. But yes, it's stitched very well. I don't actually see a lot of seams in it, and it does feel thick. On top of that, it feels really cool. It has a cold texture to it when you put it on, so it's refreshing. That's my thought on that glove right there. My thought on the Vivid gloves: great, inexpensive gloves. You wrap in your car one time, cool. Pick up a set, you know, a pair is about $12 or whatever. And you know, you can always get this stuff a bit discounted through us if you want to order it through us. But yes, you can, if you're doing one car or a couple of cars, Vivid's gloves will be totally fine. If you do this more professionally, I would say that this would be the glove to go with. And I would say that if you're hunting Siberian tiger in Alaska, that this would be the glove to go with, because it's thick like a wool like a wool glove. I don't really see a lot of purpose in it at all. The ideas are cool, and I definitely respect the idea of making it touchscreen sensitive, but again, it probably should have been tested as far as the coloring goes. That would have helped a lot. And as far as the size goes, that doesn't really matter. It's not about the size. It's just about the thickness of this is more than this. This just fits better, or maybe they're close, but this one feels way better, because it actually hugs like my hand here better. I don't even care so much about the fingertips. It just feels like it hugs in here better. Now, the extra large effect that you're getting from this glove is more length, because you're getting the length in the fingertips. But as far as like it fitting around my fingertips goes, it does fit. Not like it doesn't fit. It's just a little bit too long. And on top of that, I mean, I feel like I could pull this down to my elbow. It's a super long glove. But again, the large might be more suited for me. Might fit me a little bit better. Again, gloves are kind of up to your own personal opinion on what you like. This is just my personal review on these three gloves that I had here. I have used Avery's, like I said, which is very comparable to Vivid's. It's just Vivid's costs a couple of bucks less. Avery's is pretty inexpensive as well. I think it's around $15 a pair. lost you guys there. So I'll cut out to 30 minutes long video. A little longer than I thought. I talked too much. All right, so yes, there's gonna be a code for this glove eventually. I'll let you guys know when this code is available for this glove. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys found this video informative and helpful, don't forget to give it a like. And if you guys want to see more videos on stuff like this in the wrap industry, then don't forget that subscribe button. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.